Hey, Fratzl here, and welcome to the character devlog number 3. Let's jump right into it. Since the last time you heard from us, Lukas worked a lot on the character controller. He made it more stable, faster, and a lot more responsive. But first of all, hey, what happened to Stone Reverie Games? Well, it's still existing. But the name changed more at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. So, as you can already tell, we made a lot of improvements, which you can see right now. Just look at the amount of characters. It's fabulous. So all of this was made possible by using multiple performance optimizing techniques, which means a game can now draw 300 characters with 60 FPS. One could only imagine the new vast landscape of possibilities this opens up for Lukas. He could create humongous city scenes or large-scale battle scenes, both with a high quantity and high density of characters. In our previous devlog, the controller did go with a default animator setup with state machines because of performance and animation issues with motion matching. Both of these issues were solved, so the controller can now use motion matching, which looks just incredibly good. Let me show you the difference real quick. Motion matching is basically an advanced motion system. These are often used in AAA titles. We use motion matching for Unity, with striding to come up with a responsive setup. And as you can see here, the turning animation is now much more fluent than before. Same goes for the acceleration. It now looks a lot more dynamic, and the controller comes with a snappy setup to make it control responsive and snappy, like a good old car. He made lots of improvements on the animations while running up and down a hill. Before the update, there was no friction on the physics, the same animations were used and the same speeds, it was all the same. But with the new update we included physics for our slopes, limited the trajectory of the acceleration, and we made use of our new animation for striding. And there's even more new things for our controller. The new stick to the ground feature makes odd ground like the one you see right now more walkable, and the animation doesn't look as funky. Lukas even reworked the jumping animation to make it more realistic. So basically the jumps are now depending on the speed of the character itself. You now have two jumping animations with low speed and a jumping animation with a lot more motion for high movement speed. Here you can see the old jumping animation for comparison. It looks a lot more funky and doesn't really match the modern character theme the controller is going to face. Same goes for the falling animation. The controller now has 3 different types of falling animations. And each animation has a different motion, as you can see here. So we basically have 3 new states that we can display in the game: the wind up, the fall and the landing, which makes it look pretty damn neat. And now if you take a look at our old system with just one single falling animation, you can tell it just wouldn't cut it for the final product. Lukas also introduced new ragdoll physics, which allow the player to run into objects and actually fall over, for example if you run at high speeds and hit a wall. If you want to see the ragdoll physics in action, check out Lukas' Twitter. He made a really nice post about the ragdoll physics themselves. Alright, you've come this far into the video, so I assume I owe you, an explanation why we changed our studio name. Long story short, Lukas made Stone Reverie Games a company and called it Lukas Fratzl. So, that's the new brand name. That's the entire schnick. So, since the rebranding happened earlier this month, we still have to change our social media names, so we don't want you to get confused if you're still reading Stone Reverie Games somewhere. We're changing it soon enough. So we assume the next big aching question on your chest is: how can I try out the latest build of the character controller? It's actually pretty simple. Just go to our studio webpage. You don't have to log in or register or subscribe to anything, don't worry. And on the website you will find a lot of cool features that we listed, and just navigate to the download section and download it for Windows or Linux. Afterwards just save the file, open the archive and open the .exe file. And you're ready to go. So thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. It would mean the world to us, honestly. Well, this was Fratzl, and I hope to see you next time. See ya.